So we're talking about perimeter, and perimeter means the measurement around an object. So this says the perimeter of a geometric figure is the distance around the figure. If the figure is a polygon, like those on this page, the perimeter can be found by adding the lengths of the sides. And it tells a place where you can review it, but you don't have the student reference book at home. If you have questions, please email me or call me to set up an appointment. And this does need to come back to school tomorrow. So this asks to estimate which has the larger perimeter. And then it says to check your estimate by measuring the perimeter in centimeters. So today we're going to practice measuring in centimeters. And there is actually just a centimeter ruler at the bottom. If for some reason you can't find your ruler at your house, please feel free to use this centimeter ruler. When you measure a perimeter, and I've got a perimeter on the back for us to practice with, I just drew a rectangle here. You're going to take your ruler, and it would like us to measure in centimeters. So this is how I do it. I start right here, I go across the top, okay, and that says 9 centimeters. So I'm going to write that, 9 centimeters, so that I remember, okay? Now, in a rectangle, if it's a real rectangle, the top and the bottom are going to be the exact same. But some of these shapes that you're measuring may not be the exact same. So we're going to measure it just to make sure. And if we measure the bottom, we see that that is also 9 centimeters. Now, when we measure the side, I'm just going to turn it right on its side so that I can keep my ruler in the same spot. It goes from 0 to 15. It's more than 15, not 16. It's actually 15 and a half. So when we write 15, we write it like this, and then the half, we write small. And we can do a straight line or a slanted line. 15 and 1/2. Okay, now again, if this is centimeters, we always want to make sure we label it. Now again, if this was a real rectangle, then this is also going to be 15 and a half. But let's check it just to make sure. So we have 0, start at 0, and that was my fault when I was tracing it. It kind of bubbled out a little bit. But it is actually 15 and 1/2. 15 and 1/2 centimeters. Now, to find the perimeter, we found the measure of every side. But to find the perimeter, we're going to have to add all these sides up. And this is why it's been so important that we practice our adding all this time. So, I always add 2 like numbers first. So I'm going to add 15 and a half and 15 and a half first. Well, I know that 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. And if you want to see that, what that looks like, I would just draw it out and I would say 1/2 plus another half equals 1. So I know that that's 1. And then 15 plus 15, I know that 15 plus 15 equals 30, but if you're not sure, you could add it up. 5 plus 5 is 10, 0, carry the 1, 1, 2, 3, 30. So I have 30, and then I have plus 1/2 plus 1/2, or plus 1 equals 31. So my 2 long sides equal 31, and then my 2 shorter sides are 9. They're both 9. And again, I like to add the same numbers together. That's easier for me. So I'm going to say 9 plus 9. I know that equals 18. Okay, and lots of you probably know that equals 18 too. So now I have to add 18 plus 31. I have to add 18 plus 31. And I'm going to get 31 plus 18 equals 1 plus 8 is 9, 3 plus 1 is 4. I'm going to get 49. So my perimeter would be 49 centimeters. Please do not forget your unit. This is your unit. In this case, we are talking about centimeters, not dogs, not cats, and definitely not pluses and minuses. Okay? Lots of you still try to call your unit plus or minus. There are no units that are plus or minus, unless you are talking about the little points. Okay? So, your units are centimeters in this case. So, we're talking about perimeter, which is the measurement, the distance around an object.